I played Halo Combat Evolved when it came out. It's one of, I think, the best games ever made. I played it again recently, like 5 or 6 years ago, the remake, and it was just as good as I remembered. So this new Halo Evolved, yeah, I've heard horrible things about it. I've seen horrible things about it. I hate it.
Halo used to be heroic, masculine, right-wing, pro-military, pro-America. Now it's fucking gay and worked on by theater kids.
Yes. What is this? All these game studios I see that nowadays, it's all women. Yeah. You think DEI, it'd be 50-50 at least, men and women, but no, I guess it's all women.
Campaign Evolved is so bad, you have the level designer from Halo 3 saying stuff like this. The Halo devs have apparently decided that the majority of Marines should now be women.
Yes, majority of Marines. It's insane.
Fine with occasionally seeing a woman Marine, whatever, but we're starting to enter Clown World territory.
Yes, Clown World, absolutely.
Or here. For Campaign Evolved, which is a remaster of Halo 1, 343 thought it was a good idea to add 3 missions to the beginning of the game, centering around this dog-ugly Boldyke as she one-ups...
So you have to play 3 missions before you get into the good stuff? Or the relatively good stuff? Oh, God.
Eve.
Not bad, Spartan. I'm almost starting to believe the propaganda.
I mean, Spartan, the Master Chief, is a war hero. Everyone in the first game is awed by his presence. He is their savior. And then you have this cocky woman just not bad, Spartan. Oh, my God.
Bro, it's like they watched my video about Chief being a disabled trans girl boss and thought I was pitching an idea for a new Halo. Anyway, so what I've been doing the past week is going back and playing the first 3 Halo games, and what stuck with me was number 1, how pro-military and right-wing these games were. Number 2...
I don't know if it wasn't even pro-military or right-wing. It was just realistic. If you're in all-out war with an alien species, the military is just going to be the focus. It wasn't trying to be right-wing. It was just telling an interesting story in a military setting.
2, how much these games focused on religion. And number 3, how the
first game didn't have that focus on religion. The next did, and I'm not sure I ever... Story-wise, I'm not sure I like the second and third game as much. Because the Prophets... I liked when the Covenant was more mysterious and just this antagonistic foe.
Entire lore of the original games was thrown away with Halo 4.
I heard about that. That's why I didn't even bother playing Halo 4.
And that's what I want to talk about in this video. Old school Halo would make your average little liberal soy cuck today piss their pants.
Be gone from me, you soy boy beta cuck.
Legendary mode on Halo Combat Evolved would filter all these pussies. If that didn't get rid of them, we would troll the shit out of their mom in our Halo lobbies. So what changed? And it's simple. Halo has...
Old school Bungie. Yes. 343 Studio. Haven't played any of these. I played these 3.
Been hijacked by pronoun people. It's been hijacked people who talk about racism and misogyny. You can see this in...
That's why so many people are going back to old games these days. So, apart from the graphics, they're better in every way.
The people who work on Halo now. Here's a guy who hates guns working on Halo. Here's a dude who is a Fruit Loop working on Halo. Here's a black woman who was the chief of staff of Halo at one point. And you see this showing up in the game itself now. The original Halo...
Yeah, the women are ugly. It's people wouldn't mind putting all these females into the game if they weren't so ugly and obnoxious. Like, it's not just they put a woman in the game. They put a woman in the game and then she talks down to Master Chief.
Halo games were heroic and pro-military. Now you have Catherine Halsey and everybody questioning whether Chief is even the good guy or not.
I thought you'd be taller.
343 Studios...
Yeah, modern Halo.
Or Halo Studios, nobody gives a fuck. Whatever they're called now, they obviously hate Master Chief and they hate everything he stood for in the original games. Never has there been a worse downfall from OG Bungie to 343 Halo Studios. Bro, back in the day, Bungie, without having social media or anything, was obsessed with their game and wanted to make fans happy. It's simple. Halo CE launched in 2001, and it had single player, co-op, and multiplayer on launch, all on one disc, big dog. And it cost like 50.
And the world building, the environment, the story was excellent in Halo Combat Evolved. For the time, the graphics were amazing. With this mysterious ring, everything made sense. There was a lot of care was put into the story of Halo 1.
$50 million to make. The virgins and beta males who made Halo Infinite, the game cost $400 million, and all they could do on launch was a wet fart single-player campaign. But don't worry, the Pride armor, the Women's Day armor, the Black History Month armor.
Yeah. Why? The thing is, if there's multiplayer, you'd have to go up against people with these skins, right? And when I played multiplayer, it was in Halo 2. I played the hell out of it, a tiny bit in Halo 3. But in Halo 2, God, the only thing you could change was the color of the Spartan outfit. I would hate being in multiplayer and having to go out against people with random obnoxious skins like this.
Armor were all right on time. Like, have you ever thought about that? Why do these gay-ass studios have to delay their game, but they never delay Pride armor? They never delay gay-ass Black History Month armor. They're just soft, dude. It's a bunch of soft virgin.
What did that say?
Play gay-ass Black History Month.
Gay black bitch in Halo Infinite Season 1 trailer. Okay.
Armor. They're just soft, dude. It's a bunch of soft virgin incel men who wear dress.
Why is there a gay black female in a Halo trailer? It should be about Master Chief and aliens.
This is fucking working on Halo now. It used to be military-based chads, and now it's homos making this game. So anyway, boys, let's get into the main topic of this video because, like I said, I replayed the first 3 Halo games, and I want to go into 3 major points about exactly why the Halo games are so bad now. Number 1.
This makes me think of Red vs. Blue, YouTube series created using Halo game. Then they added voices and stories to it. It was really fun.
1. The original Halo games made you feel like a hero. 343 turned Master Chief into a cuck, a simp, and a morally gray bad guy. Number 2, the original Halo games were primarily military engagement video games. The 343 games are practically anti-military games and completely get away from the series' roots. Number 3,
Yes.
Halo has always been a deeply religious game. The 343 games stripped all the religious stuff out and
The 2 and the 3 definitely had a lot of religious undertones to it. The 1, less so. Yes, Covenant were supposedly religious fanatics, but it wasn't a huge part of the story.
it doesn't feel like a Halo anymore. So let's get into it. One final caveat here. When I talk about the good Halos, I'm referring to everything up to including Halo Reach. When I talk about the bad Halos, I'm talking about Halo 4, Halo 5, Halo Infinite, and this new Dogwater Campaign Evolve thing.
Feeling of a hero. The music was so good.
Halo 2 and Halo 3 again, I realized what made these games so powerful. And it's the feeling of being the hero. You are Spartan John 117, a Christian reference to the Bible, by the way. You
Not
are
only the feeling of being a hero, but the feeling of being just lost in this huge alien structure that you're at the edge of survival. The last mission of the first game, where you have to go through this exploding spaceship, and you have to, with a timer, with a jeep. It's a race at the end of the game. It was the music. It was great.
a super soldier created by humanity to save them. Nobody can do what you do. You are humanity's greatest warrior.
I never bought Halo 4 either.
And Marty O'Donnell's legendary soundtrack specifically leans into this feeling. I think of the Forward Unto Dawn towering over you in the sky and dropping off tanks in Halo 3. I think of running headfirst into battle in Halo Reach. I think of mounting a final offensive in Halo 2. The developers at Bungie were simply chads. They were actually men. They cared about things like heroism and not being a little trans troony beta cuck. Jump over to 343 Industries and you see grown men showing up to work in dresses. They're evil, they're demonic, they have mental illnesses. And of course, you see this come across in their games. Halo 4 opens with Dr. Halsey essentially being called a war criminal for making the Spartans. Halsey is first mentioned in the book from 2001.
I didn't read the books. Sorry. Read books on other series, but I never felt the urge to read the books about Halo.
But never shows up in the early games except for in Halo Reach. Reach never treated Halsey as a war criminal, but rather somebody who made hard decisions to save humanity. So again, the cuckening of Halo. 343 is attacking their own main character. But it gets worse. Most of Halo 4 is just Chief simping for Cortana. He has no real mission anymore. They're just trying to get back to Earth, and then they
Yeah, she does not look good.
accidentally open a Forerunner artifact, and out pops the Didact. The last thing Chief says in Halo 3
Didact? What?
is "Wake me when you need me."
Wake me when you need me.
To me,
Yeah, that was in the first game. They woke him because they needed him. And that is the way it should be.
this implies that Chief should be kept in cryosleep until there is a clear mission for him. And that never actually happened in Halo 4. What was your mission? Get back to Earth, fart around on some alien planet, and talk to the Didact with his boring new enemy type they made? It's obvious Halo 4 was made by retards and pronoun people.
This is so visually unappealing.
But it gets even worse. The first time Chief runs into other Spartans, we get this embarrassing interaction.
I thought you'd be taller.
Just in case you wanted more things to cringe about in Halo 4, I read online that the Didact is a metaphor for imperial dominance, racial supremacy, and forced assimilation. Because all the creators of Halo 4 are gay and woke, you can 100% assume they are talking about white people in America. But wait, guys, the UNSC is definitely meant to be a metaphor for America in the first 5 Halo games, and in those games, we are the good guys. So which is it? Again, 343 is so confused and retarded because they made America the good guys in the first 5 Halo games, and now suddenly America are the bad guys. And the final thing I hate about Halo 4 is, of course, that they completely changed the lore. In Halo 3, there's a moment where 343 Guilty Spark looks at Chief and says something to the effect of, "You are the Forerunner."
You are Forerunner.
I remember that. Humans were forerunners.
Implying that humans are the Forerunners and that they are not actually a separate race.
Even in the first Halo, the way Guilty Sparks treats Master Chief, it implies that why would a human have be allowed to make decisions like activating Halo unless they were also a founder, the person who built the facility? That was the same race.
And then if you look at all the Bungie lore,
He didn't try to kidnap any of the Covenant to activate Halo. He went after Master Chief.
dumps and old videos, you find out, yes, Bungie intended humans to be the original Forerunners. And that would have been super interesting because on the one hand, the Covenant are against the humans and fighting the humans, but then they're finding out, oh wait, the humans are also the Forerunners we've been searching for, and the Prophet of Truth is hiding all this stuff from them, and it would have been a very cool plot device to have used in the later Halo games. But of course, 343 had to...
The Elites. Such a better design
a
compared
very
to this
cool
new
plot
thing.
device to have used in the later Halo games. But of
Compared to that thing.
course, 343 had to retcon all of this. They tossed out all of Bungie's lore and they said, no, we're going to make the Forerunners a completely different race that look like Voldemort. So yeah, one of the biggest reasons Halo 4 is trash is just because they threw out all of Bungie's lore and they made the Forerunners this separate race, and nobody wanted that. And
Yeah, the world building was great in Halo. I didn't terribly like the religious undertones or some of the directions in Halo 2 and 3, but it was still solid as a story. And yeah, what they did afterwards is so much worse.
the 343 games are just dog shit. Anyway, moving on. The Halo games are primarily games about military conflicts. They're not necessarily only about Chief. The original ship attacked in Halo 1
They were about survival on an alien artifact in a military setting. There was military, but say it's primarily military game. There's also exploration. A lot of times it's just Master Chief against an army, and to say it's a military game at that point, it's It's a bit of a stretch, but there's clearly sections where you're with military. Part of the game is military, yes.
One was the Pillar of Autumn, a military ship. You do reconnaissance for the military the entire game. Halo 2 opens with the Chief being awarded medals for his service. He is a war hero. Halo 3 ends over a patriotic speech as we see a memorial to all the fallen soldiers in the game. Halo Reach is primarily about the bravery and dedication of 6 Spartans as they gave their lives to stop the fall of Reach. The original Halo games are unabashedly pro-military, and as we know, the military makes leftists, libcucks, and troons seethe. But moving on, we know that the military framing in the good...
Well, you have anti-gun developers at 343. That's insane.
Halo games is the perfect foil for
Because Halo is a shooter.
Master Chief. The UNSC soldiers and all the military stuff in the Halo games have always grounded these games and made them feel more real than Pixels were able to. Because the 343 games were made by feminists and gay men who think the military is icky, it's obvious that the military's role got severely downgraded in the 343 games. So in summary, the later Halo games do not feel like Halo to me because they massively downgraded the military conflict aspect of all this. Halo 4 is about having retarded and esoteric conversations
It's so ugly.
with the Didact. It's boring as hell. Halo 5 is about Cortana becoming the bad guy and you fight this gay loser called Warden Eternal. In Halo Infinite, you fight a bunch of brutes called the Banished, and these guys are so boring that I can't tell them apart. Do you want to know why the 343 games don't feel like Halo? It's because the war against the Covenant and then the war against the Flood are the primary plot device in the good Halo games.
Yes.
The later games were such retarded failures because they got away from being about a military conflict. All right, my final point. Number 3, Halo has always been about religion. Is there anything that Reddit, atheists, and pronoun people hate more than religion? And this explains why the 343
Well, they love Islam.
games have almost all of the religious content taken out because leftists find religion icky. But the truth is that Halo 1, 2, and 3 are deeply focused on faith and religious belief. Halo 1 opens with a choir singing, the prophet of mercy, the prophet of truth, the prophet of regret, all biblical concepts. John 1:17 is a Bible reference. The Covenant is a Bible reference. The Flood, also a Bible reference. Marty O'Donnell indicated that the original name for the Covenant was the Dervish, which would have been a direct reference to Islam. So if you look at the original Halo trilogy, it is clear that these games are about religious fanaticism versus America. The UNSC represents the USA and the Covenant represents the Middle East conflict. The Prophet of Truth is clearly a jihadist.
This was after 9/11. Or was it after 9/11? No, the original one was before that.
Yes.
My feet tread the path. I shall become a god.
The whole idea of activating the Halo ring is a metaphor for suicide and these lunatics sacrificing themselves for Allah. The Halo ring is essentially a way to commit suicide by wiping out all life in the universe and going on the quote great journey. But over the course of Halo 2, you see the Arbiter's metamorphosis from a true believer to somebody who actively questions his.
It actually released right after September 11th, November 15th, 2001. So, yeah, it probably was influenced by what was going on.
Religion. You could say over the course of the first 3 Halo games, the Arbiter goes from a radical Muslim to a moderate Muslim who doesn't believe religious suicide is the answer anymore. This is why the Chief and Arbiter are able to team up and take down the Prophet of Truth and prevent the annihilation of the universe by these religious fanatics. So it's not true to say that Christianity is fighting the Covenant in the Halo games, but what is clear is the Human Covenant War is 100% a metaphor for the Iraq War, which is the conflict our country was engaged in at the time. Another interesting thing here is that Master Chief's name is John 1:17. In the Bible, the verse John 1:17 reads as follows: "For the law was given through Moses, Grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. Master Chief is what is known as a, quote, type of Christ. He does what humanity is not capable of doing. He is the ultimate soldier, the ultimate man, the ultimate Giga Chad. In the same way Chief saves humanity from suicidal jihadist Islam, Jesus Christ saves humanity from their sins by dying in their place. So it's easy to see why all religious content was removed from Halo 4, Halo 5.
I don't know when, I always thought he was Master Chief. I didn't know about his name, or maybe I knew and I forgot. It's been a long time since I played Halo 2 and 3.
And Infinite. And this is yet another reason why Halo 4, 5, and Infinite do not feel like Halo games. Halo has always been deeply religious and deeply steeped in metaphor. So what did the woke retards at 343 do instead of the
What was
steeped
this?
in metaphor? So what did the woke retards at
Master Chief's DAI replacement attempt, by the way. Yeah.
343 do instead of the religion? They basically brought in a bunch of boring lore from the books and talked about that instead. Nobody cares about Warden Eternal. Nobody cares about the Didact. But because woke leftists are completely detached from reality, they thought somebody would give a shit about these characters, and we never did. The only hint at Halo 4 and 5 being a metaphor, like I said earlier, is that number one, Chief is the bad guy now because Halsey kidnapped him from his parents and made him a child soldier and therefore bad. Number two, people like the Didact are white colonizers, and to update the language, they would probably call him a fascist today. I mean, these lunatics think the Didact represents America, probably. So boys, in closing, is it any wonder everybody freaking hates Halo now? The original Halo games were deeply Christian, deeply religious. They were essentially military games about the military, and Chief
There was also like survival horror elements, like when you went up against Flood. A good portion of it was military, though.
was the ultimate hero. 343 and Halo Studios games are dog shit. They're completely anti-religion and anti-faith. They are anti-American, and they somehow make Chief the bad guy. One final note about that, I'm sure people will say, oh, well, the Spartan program was mentioned in the book in 2001, so it's always been there. To that, I would say yes, but do you seriously think that OG Bungie would have made Chief the, quote, bad guy, or the Spartan program responsible for, quote, war crimes? Get out of here.
No. Master Chief was a revered hero. They would never have made him responsible for war crimes.
Also, Bungie made it clear that the games are canon and the books are not canon. The games always took precedence over the books. But anyway, in closing, the whole reason Halo works as a game is because morality is so black and white. And I think that you will find in real life, morality is still very black and white. Woke people and pronoun people are evil satanic retards. They worship Satan. They are trash, and they represent the flood. The USA, Christians.
It's funny that he says it's black and white when Halo 2 introduced covenants that weren't evil, that you actually play as a covenant in Halo 2 and 3. So you went from covenant just being pure evil, mysterious alien invaders to now there's part of them that aren't so evil after all. So there is some gray in Halo. I will disagree on that. Other than that, this is a great video.
All of humanity who value life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are the UNSC. All right, boys, I'm going to get out of here.
Well, I like that video. Yeah, he's exaggerating some elements, but overall, it's accurate. They are military games, mostly black and white with a little gray, with certain elites are actually good guys. Anyway, this will be on YouTube. Like and subscribe, can watch on Geek or Twitch, and I'll see you next video. Bye.